The reason why we left so early is that the swell really starts to pick up. It's forecasted to around 2 p.m. today. One of our looper friends ran aground just like an hour ago, leaving Steinhatchee.
Can you see the crab pots? Or can you see white from the reflection of the sun?
We thought it was going to be like super off the grid, no cell service. This is a destination, folks.
Hi, we're Jen, Elliot, and Ollie. In 2019, we left the United States and backpacked through 11 countries, all before deciding to come back home and try something completely new, pivoting into boat life. Our current adventure is America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile journey through small towns, big cities, and the wilderness from the eastern portion of the United States, through the Great Lakes and Canada, and down the Midwest rivers, all aboard our home on the water, Pivot. Make sure you subscribe as we share our journey through the highs, lows, and everything in between.
It's time for our second day of the Big Bend crossing. It's another early one.
We are traveling today from Steinhatchee to Cedar Key.
We have a whole looper flotilla at the marina that's going to be leaving too, but since we are one of the slowest boats in the loop, we are going to leave first. So let's weigh anchor. We are back to the land of muddy bottoms, at least in this anchorage. Very dirty. This anchorage really turned out to be pretty good. It sometimes is hit or miss anchoring on the side of a channel, but if you do it in a no-wake zone, which is what it is here, it's normally not too bad. Sit around to see your point of view. Watch you give an inch and take the moment there. When we were younger, and still I had my breath, and like it was my last one. But you still it right in front of us. You still it right in front of us. Like when I saw.
You get to see your surroundings from a completely different perspective this early in the morning. The sun is over there, and it is not yet risen. It's getting close, but not yet. And so this is what we call first light, which if we're leaving at first light, it usually means like an hour before sunrise. And it is just so special. You see the birds, you see like, there's like a stillness. It's just magic. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. And then this morning, we have such beautiful, calm conditions. It can get really rough on the Gulf of Mexico. Art and Sharon from Grand Plan said they saw on the forecast 14-foot waves in the Gulf of Mexico. Obviously, they didn't go during that time period, but it can get rough, so we did pick our day. But on the calm days, it is absolutely spectacular.
The sun has finally peeked its head up, and we have 50 nautical miles today. And the wind, basically around 2 or 3 p.m., starts to really pick up. And basically the reason why we left so early is that the swell really starts to pick up. It's forecasted to around 2 p.m. today. So we don't like cruising in high swell, especially when it's off the beam, which is what it's forecasted to be coming out of the west, which is the direction we came yesterday. So we're traveling on the east side of the Gulf of Mexico, and it's supposed to be windy a few hours before that, so we're expecting basically 10 to 15 knot winds out of the northwest, so coming from this direction off our aft starboard quarter, and that's when the swell is going to come too, a few hours afterwards. And that's kind of how it works. You get the wind and then you get the swell, and the swell comes afterwards and it stays a little bit longer, but it is beautiful. Holy cow. We are about 3 nautical miles from shore, and it's 7 feet deep here. It is extremely shallow in this area of the Gulf. In fact, one of our looper friends ran aground just like an hour ago leaving Steinhatchee. They were still in the channel leaving, so I don't know exactly how it happened, but they ran aground hard. So our depth finder is reading like 3.8 feet, which we have about a 3-foot offset, so that's 6.8 feet underneath pivot, which is definitely like the low end of our acceptability for cruising, because I don't like having just only a couple of feet underneath us, because I just feel like it's right for debris and then something can happen. So I like, you know, at least being in 8 feet of water. That's like more optimal. Anyway, on our Navionics charts, we run sonar charts, and which gives us like relief shading of the bottom, and then you can color it. So you can color different depth ranges. So anywhere on my charts that I see like a dark blue, it's 6 feet, and then a dark purple is 5 feet, and then so on and so forth, getting to red, which is 3 feet. And that's how I know at a glance, oh, gotta go this way around. So today, in fact, Navionics auto-routed us to some red areas, which is 3 feet. Now, at any tide above low, we could probably get through there, but that's what probably Navionics is thinking. But for safe, comfortable cruising, nah. So we're going a little bit further offshore and coming back around.
It is just after 10 o'clock, so we are not quite halfway there yet, but we can still see land off in the distance on our port side, which is awesome because I love seeing land. But we are in crab pot territory, and it is a two-person job to be watching for the crab pots, because the angle of the sun and this time of day, it just makes the crab pots so challenging to see, because the water, it's like white, and it's bright white because of the sun and the reflection and the angle from this time of year and whatever else, other factors play into it. But the crab pots are white, and the reflection from the sun is also white, and you do not want the crab pots to get caught up in your propellers. We've known boats that have to stop their boat, jump in the water, and detangle a crab line from their propeller because it gets caught. And you have to do this in the Gulf, and it's, you know, it's not really the most warm of water. It's not the most pleasant experience, but you have to do it because you can't motor with a crab pot line wrapped around your propeller. So we're on full watch mode and dodging the crab pots. Thankfully, the crab pots, they kind of go in a general line. So once you find one, and if you can find the second, then you have a general idea of what the line should be like, and you can kind of avoid it by dodging that like general direction. Sometimes you're going through them, but you never want to go over them. And we've had a few close encounters this morning because it is so hard to see them. We're doing our best. Can you see the crab pots? Or can you see white from the reflection of the sun? Tell us in the comments below. There is a crab pot line way off over there, which we dodged. And there's another crab pot line way off over there that we dodged. So we're trying to be in this middle space between the two crab pot lines. We have autopilot on. It's hard.
You doing okay up there?
Doing pretty good. You want to go 6'8"?
Yeah, roger that, 6'8". You there, Elliot?
We are here. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good. We got out of Steinhatchee about 20 minutes after you guys did. And did you hear the Dreamland on the ground?
Yeah, it's a rough break. I hope it's nothing major, just a little, you know, just a haul out check, and they'll be on their way.
Hi there! Hi! Hi! Hi!
They're like jumping in front of the boat. That is awesome. And Ollie is going absolutely bonkers right now.
Wow.
We have land ho right in front of us. Those dolphins were guiding us into Cedar Key. And we have about 12 nautical miles left, but a good portion of that is going to be within this channel getting in, and it's super narrow, super shallow, but we're gonna take it nice and slow, go from there.
We are in our final, like, last hour stretch of the cruise.
It's the final countdown.
Elliot has color marked our charts in a way that really, like, blatantly shows us the shallow sections. And so we're kind of going a longer route around the shallow section just to be safe, because we have had several notices from Cedar Key to way south, basically for excess debris in the water, and we think that it's because of the Hurricane Ian. We're going kind of like a roundabout way just to make sure there's no debris in the shallow sections that kind of got caught and that we could potentially knock into. We don't want that at all. So it's taking us a little bit longer, but we're about to make our turn. We have the swell kind of on our beam at the moment, so it's not the most fun cruise, but it's certainly not terrible by any means. But once we turn, the waves will probably be at our like port side aft, potentially. But Elliot's doing a great job navigating. He's doing a superb job.
Keeping an eye on the depth, and I'm just gonna call out to our buddy boats if I see anything abnormal. So far so good. Well, we are pivoting today with our anchorage. We were going to anchor right there next to that sailboat, but the way that this wind is coming in, there's no protection. And I probably should have understood that when I was trying to find the anchorage, but I think I just mixed up my directions a little bit. And so we're going to continue kind of getting closer to Cedar Key. There's a Cedar Key 1 and 2 anchorage on Navionics that's over there. So we're going to give that a go and see how that works.
With that sound, the boat is off. It means that we successfully completed part 2 of our big bend of crossing the Gulf of Mexico, which is really exciting for us. And that also means it's time for ice cream. Ollie gets one too, right?
Yeah.
Yay!
Ollie!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
You barked at dolphins today.
Celebrating our second successful day of our 3-day Gulf crossing, which is going to be a 4-day Gulf crossing.
Cheers. Great job, babe. This is all to you.
Today was definitely the most questionable weather out of all the days that we're planning the crossing, and I feel really glad that it's over.
Check out our comprehensive travel guide to the Big Bend Gulf Crossing on our website at showandjoe.com.
We include a background of the region, a daily itinerary with anchorage options, and boater resources in the area.
Cheers!
Cheers!
To day 2.
Day 2, success.
Yes. Bruce and Leanne from New Banks picked us up, and Cedar Key is blowing our expectations out of the water. For one, we kind of mixed up Cedar Key and part of our Everglades route where we thought it was going to be like super off the grid, no cell service. This is a destination, folks. There's like tons of restaurants, bars. We just had a get here beer celebrating the second day of the Gulf crossing. That went well. And now we're gonna take a walk to the local park, dog park, get the dogs out and enjoy life on land for at least another hour. Oh, there's a pivot. Holding fast at anchor, it's always good.
She said right in. I think she's learning that this is salt water. She doesn't keep her head in nearly as long.
That's true.
Wow!
What'd you get?
Wow, look at that. You got, okay, an oyster. That actually is an oyster.
Good job, Ollie.
Lots of barnacles.
Did you catch dinner? What happened to our cucumber?
Oh, it's mush. You know, you might not understand this if you live on a boat, but you have a lot of different smells, like all the time.
Does that smell bad?
I was smelling something before, and I was like, what is that? It's like all mushy.
That explains it. Wow. One of our strategies on Pivot is that since we have such a high electrical draw, we have laptops, cameras, you name it, we got it, drones, whatever, we have a bunch of solar, right? Well, in the winter, the solar gets a little bit less because the sun is just the angle of the sun is not perfect. So we try to cook a little bit more meals with our Instapot and our oven, because our oven at least requires our generator to be on, and it charges our batteries at the same time. So it's like a win-win, double whammy kind of approach, and works for us, and that's what we're doing tonight.
The pathways that lead us where we belong. Search for a memory, like heaven is sending us along.
For dinner tonight, we are pairing it with a little bit of work, a little bit of puppy petting. We have a Greek bowl, so we got some tzatziki sauce, some roasted chickpeas, smorgasbord of vegetables, got some tabbouleh. It looks amazing. This is gonna be the rest of our night. We appreciate you watching our day 2, the Big Bend crossing the Gulf, and we'll see you tomorrow as we continue our crossing. We're gonna go see some manatees. So make sure you're subscribed to see that. We go for a cruise today? Another early morning one? High five.
Key lessons. What we don't know can kill us or our deals, but uncovering it can totally change the course.
Friends, Ollie, friends. Oh, I did it at the same time! Whoa! Yeah, guys, did you practice this? Did you practice ahead of time?
Unless we pay the pelicans off.
Go over there. Oh, kitty cat. Sorry about that. Come on.
Ollie, we don't growl at cats. They're friends.
That's not your. What is it? Is it bad?
Orangeade IPA.
No way.
It's awful.
It's a what?
Orange.
Orangeade?
This one's grapefruit. Is that
Maybe
the one?
that's what it is. Yeah, maybe it's grapefruit.
Not a good one.
I'll drink it, but you know.
So warm.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
You didn't believe me.